Hey everyone, I wanted to show you something that's going to be coming up in this next module, Module 3, that you will have to do with your computer in order to be able to do the discussion. So I'm logged in as a student and on the homepage of the class. So you'll go to Learning Modules and you'll go to Module 3. And on the very first page for the module, it gives you the objectives and the things that you're supposed to read and watch. And when you come here, it's asking you to complete these 2 virtual labs. You only have to complete 1, and they both require you to enable something called Flash Player. So I'm going to show you what that is. So we're going to click right here for the water pollution lab. And as you can see, it says Adobe Flash Player is blocked. This is because SNHU is using outdated software. I mean, I'm just going to be honest about it. Flash Player is something that you will have to enable in order to be able to see this lab. So don't freak out whenever you get to this page and it's blank. So what you can do is you can click here. Oh, sorry, no, I'm using Chrome, so it's actually up here in this spot. So you'll see like this little puzzle piece thing with an X, and so you'll click on this, and it'll say, yep, Flash is blocked. So you say manage, and it'll take you to these settings. And it says block sites from running Flash, recommended. This is like a security thing, but you're not going to be entering any kind of credit card information or anything like that. So you can just click yep, and it'll say, okay, ask first. And then what you can do is you can, once you have that set up, you click out of it, and then you go back to here, and now it'll ask you, do you want us to run Flash? And you say, yep, allow. And there it is. Now your lab is working. So the way that this lab works is you will go through and you'll be doing samples for like a city, a lake, a mountain. So let's just pick rural, and we say, okay, yep, go ahead and test. As you can see here, you have results of your water test, and it gives you the range that things are supposed to be in. So as you can see here, things are looking pretty good except for the pesticides and herbicide levels. And then down here at the bottom, it just gives you some information about different pieces of this lab. And then you have some tools down here that you can use. So like the journal, the calculator, the graph. You do not need to enter in this information, and on top of that, it will not save it. So if you want to, you can draw this data table yourself on like a piece of paper so that you can reference it whenever you are doing your discussion. And then the journal, it just asks you some questions, which you don't need to answer those. Like, this is really the main thing you should come away with this is understanding why water tests differently at different sites. So like, for instance, well water may be contaminated with more pesticides and herbicides and nitrates because they're typically found in rural areas, farming communities. Whereas city water, you might have more metals and coliform bacteria in it because of the high population density. So that's mainly just what you're looking for. And I just wanted to show you guys this and make sure that you can enable Flash Player. Going back to the other virtual lab, the water shortage lab, you're going to use Google Earth to examine your local watershed. This is so that way you can figure out where does your water come from. And as you go through it, it kind of just walks you through these questions. So Google Earth, you'll have to download it. it is free if you don't already have it. It's pretty cool to look at. You can look at all kinds of different places on there if you haven't done it. This is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to walk you through this part because it's real similar to what I just did. And so you just go ahead and you download it, then you launch it, and it'll give you, this is kind of just like a checklist here on like what you can do for it to look at your watershed. And like I said, you only pick one. Okay, so if you decide that this one is more interesting to you, then do this one. If you decide that this one is more interesting, then do this one. Now, when you're done, you're going to go to your discussion for the week, which will be week 2. Oh, sorry, week 3. Oh, it's not letting me do this because I'm logged in as a student. Let me go ahead and log back out. Okay, so once you're done with your virtual labs, you go to discussion 3. And you're going to look at the Clean Water Act and the Safe Drinking Water Act. And then you're going to talk about why you feel like these laws are helpful or not helpful. And then why do you think these laws are necessary based on what you experienced in the labs? So based on your water, if you did the water testing lab, like why are these laws necessary to for water? And then if you did the watershed lab, like same thing, why are these laws necessary to protect the water? What is happening to the water that's going to necessitate us having a Clean Water Act and a Safe Drinking Water Act? So you're just using the virtual labs as a kind of like give you some background experience in order to speak to why these things are important or why they're effective, or you could even discuss why are they not effective. So it's really up to you. But a lot of students tend to freak out because they see that flash player and don't know how to enable it and think that, oh, the lab's broken, I can't do it, but you can. So if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Once again, that's going to be for Module 3. So, yep. Hope everyone has a great day. Thanks.